So how I got started actually was I started going to Cali and I noticed they do these things called seshes, and that's basically like a cannabis farmers market basically. And I noticed that there was like little chefs there cooking, and I was like, well, I should do this and like start infusing it too. So I actually started in Cali, doing like little pop-ups and stuff like that. And then I was like, well, if I go to Vegas, like there's nothing like that there, like here yet. So that's how I kind of got started doing it here.
How long ago was that in Cali?
Probably like two or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Is it legal like recreationally in California, or how does that work? Like when you were doing it out there.
When I was out there, everything's legal out there pretty much.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nevada's kind of behind the times.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you saw like that marijuana was getting kind of legalized in this for recreational purposes in Nevada, and you saw that as an opportunity when you came out here.
So I jumped on it. Yeah.
Oh, that's tight. Wait, so did you come out here expecting to do it like full time, or was it kind of like still a part time kind of gig?
Yeah, it's definitely part time. Still right now even. Yeah.
Did you go to school for culinary purposes, or?
No, I didn't go to school, but most of my background was like cooking with family as like a kid. I have a big Filipino and like Italian background, so that definitely like helped out when I was little in the kitchen all the time.
Nice. I've always seen cannabis infused edibles. Like you've seen the gummy bears, the cookies. You've seen like what else? Granola bars.
Yeah, they have everything.
You know, they got everything. They got chocolates.
Everything.
Gotta get creative with it.
But when Chuck sent me your page, I saw that you were doing like actual foods.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people don't do that.
So tell me about like the menus that you kind of prepare. Like what do you do on a daily basis?
So I'll do like, since I'm Filipino, I'll do like teriyaki bowls, like lumpia, stuff like that. Or I'll change it up and do like tacos, all different kinds, and then like.
How does that work? Is there like a liquid you spray onto there?
Like,
or
is it
like
a butter or olive oil?
We're ignorant, so you're literally explaining this to us like we're learning right now.
Yeah.
Right.
This is an educational thing for us.
So I mean, it depends on how infused I want to do it. Like if I'm doing like a private event, I'll infuse everything. If I'm doing like a kind of like an open event, I'll have like a sauce on the side and have it infused and just put it on if somebody wants it infused or not. Yeah, because not a lot of people want infused food.
So define like sauce. Like, is it something like a butter, or is it just like a real like a sweet and sour sauce?
Like a sweet and sour sauce or something like that, and then I'll infuse it, have my like oil or whatever I'm using in there, and then go from there. And
I don't know the legal processes of everything, but do you infuse like do you get the weed and concentrate it inside your kitchen, or do you buy like a specific product, or how does that work?
So I'm actually sponsored by a company called Magical Butter, and they have like this whole kit that you can use, a machine. How you do it is first you have to decarb the weed, which is basically activating the weed. And so that activates
decarb?
Decarb. Yeah, so that activates it. It basically just wakes up the THC inside the weed, so when you infuse it in the oil, you don't have to cook it for like 8 hours. It's just like a few hours. And so the machine that I have, you just put the oil, whatever you want, like coconut oil, butter, and then push a button and walk away. Basically, the machine does it for you.
How long is the process?
It depends what you use and what kind of oil you're using. Like butter takes like 2 hours. I prefer coconut oil, and that takes like an hour.
I wonder how does the process go of like measuring how much you put onto like a taco? Because I would imagine, because like I remember we were talking about this with somebody else. I forgot who it was. We talked about like how back in the day before it became like a regulated thing, you would have these brownies that had like 100, 200 milligrams of THC in it. How do you regulate like the amount that you put into it?
Like how do I calculate it?
Yeah, like how do you make like a brownie or like a steak or something?
Yeah,
go like
milligram.
This has X amount of milligrams.
Yeah, so it's like basically you have to kind of know how much percentage of THC is in your weed already. So then you decarb it, and then
now is that something that you find like on the nutrition label or something when you order it, or how does that work?
No, I actually looked it up. Just how like to do it, kind of studied it. So it's a lot of math basically. You just have to calculate how much THC is in your weed, go off that, and then however, like let's say you're making a plate of brownies, however many brownies are going to come out of that batch, then you divide how much like the percentage of THC is in it, and that's how strong it's going to be.